spaces. Always difficult. Always difficult. Alright guys, welcome to day 11. Almost done. So, what you saw was me taking off the ledger board, and people freak out about, oh, you put a hole in the wall. Yes, and I'll fill that in with a little dab of silicone all the way around. So yes, it'll still be a waterproof wall. But I've said again and again and again, walls are never an issue. Never had a shower fail because of water penetration into a wall, except if it's on a tub, and that's a different story. The reason I do the ledger board, much easier to run tile up from day one, because having a complete flat and level floor all four sides around is nearly impossible. So there's always going to be a discrepancy of cut. In this case, the discrepancy is minute at best. I think it's probably not even a quarter inch, like 1/8 of an inch I would have to shave off from that to make that fit. Conversely, when we get down to this end, I've got about 1/4 of an inch, and then that goes up to about 1/2 an inch because my floor is sloped, which is what I want. I don't want level on my floor going around. Because there's always a possibility of water sitting on that level mark, and you know, if you screed out your pan to begin with, you know, 2-3 inches out level, then you have that possibility of water pooling around that area. And that's the reason for my ledger board. So I will do all my fill-in pieces where the ledger board is now dropped off, and I will begin on the curb. So what he wants, as I did downstairs with a penny tile, if you watched the first episode, where'd it go? What he wants is the tile. This tile is going to follow suit all over on this floor. As soon as I get all of my stuff out of the way, that tile will be on that floor. He also wanted to wrap that tile around and over like I did with the penny tile downstairs. And I said that's probably not a good idea because it's going to be very, very difficult to make those cuts line up. And then you're going to have raw edges showing. So what we decided to do is we're going to put a marble, no, it's not marble. We're going to put a quartz top on top of here, a white quartz top, 6 inches. On the inside where I have these larger tile, which are the same family as that, I'll put one there on the inside and then split the difference. And the difference should be split pretty evenly, I would think. Maybe not. No, it won't be. I'll figure out the math. Once I figure out the math, then we'll have the large tile on the inside. We'll have the curb top here, which will overlap what eventually will be the field tile for the floor. So that will, I believe, go on the outside and then just kind of dip down and continue onto the floor. That's the way it's going to go. So I'm going to do these last 3 rows, get that taken care of, do these fill-in bottom pieces, which will take about an hour or so to knock those out. Then I will start cleaning up my mess and get fixated on this curb. Because once that's done, then I'm kind of on waiting time for that to dry up. If I get to the floor today, which I don't think I'll do. I don't think I'll end up doing the floor. My time is limited today for a lot of different reasons, which I won't go into. But I also have to do the ceiling because I kind of ignored that as I moved along doing all the tile work. So yeah, there's that too. Yeah, like I said yesterday, another solid 3 days. So by the end of the week I'll be out. Well, I got done everything I wanted to get done. The last 3 rows are up. All the bottom tile are up there. I think I showed, did I show? So those tile at the bottom row, as I mentioned earlier, are going to be cut different sizes. So you flip it over. So instead of like that one facing you, you would actually face it like that and then flip it over in the back. And then the next row up, you mark a line to the left and a line to the right. Both lines should have, how would I put it? Both lines should come together. So put a square on it or whatever, and then cut. When you cut that, and then you turn it back face-wise like that, perfect fit, every time. I don't explain things right sometimes, and other times I go on and on and on. Anyway, got it all out to the edge here. This side and that side, a little propped up while it's drying, propped up, and then I have the curb fashioned out. As I mentioned before, my customer actually wanted it to wrap around, but there's no way I could make that happen. It wouldn't work. So this is the face of it. I can't show. I got another piece of tile. Those tile are going to match it to those tile. They'll be slightly cut right up at the edge here, and then it will appear, because of the thickness of this and because I'm cutting it, that it's kind of like one piece. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see about that tomorrow, because that's where I'm going to start my tile for my floor. That's a full sheet starting from that end, so I'll have a full sheet in kind on my floor going this direction with that butted up against it. So yeah. That's a little complicated because I'm used to a solid piece. I can't retrofit a MOSAIC on the face like that. I have to actually put it on with the little tiny small cuts there at the top, and then hope for the best on my slope and all that stuff. Inside, I tried to use the larger tile that I talked about, but the math wouldn't work. I couldn't get the symmetry right, so I just used a field tile, right dead center, left, right, and then the end pieces are like 3.5 symmetrically. So there we go. I'm off by like a 16th if I pull up on this side, about a 16th. Just a tad, which isn't bad. Here, perfect, because I want that slope with the water shedding into the shower. But yeah. That is day 11. Day 12 is tomorrow, which should be a good part of the floor. I might get some grouting done too. Not really sure. God, I don't want to do that ceiling. I don't want to do the ceiling. But I'm out. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're gonna call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.